Welcome to the Gemini Baby Podcast. Hi, hello. I'm your host, Divinity Jen. Thank you so much for joining me for the 67th episode of my podcast. This is the place where we dive deeply into music, mysticism, pop culture, and so much more. We celebrate the duality of life and the cosmic chaos that comes with it. Hello, my friends. As I'm sure many of you guys can tell by reading the title, this is my birthday episode. This is my annual Gemini Baby birthday predictions where I predict my year ahead. Now, I've been doing this since 2023. Granted, for those of you who are familiar with my lore, the podcast didn't really operate during 2024. So my predictions from 2023 ended up manifesting from 2023 June 2023 to June 2025 when I was able to finally get the second version of those birthday predictions out. And so this year I am back and I'm giving you guys the recap of what manifested, what didn't, and then we're going to be diving into my future. And so I'm not going to make you guys wait too long just to get into it. But as always, please go to jonababy.com/links. You can book a consultation with me if you guys want to get a zodiacal releasing or dive even deeper into the nitty gritty of your natal chart with like decans and bounds. You can book a reading with me at shadowandshine.com. We're also on Patreon, where I've given you guys access to my music branding workshop for free, as well as my first ebook, The Star Power Formula, Marketing with the Midheaven. Patreon members get both of those things for free. And then throughout the summer, I'm going to be doing more astro takes, some tarot readings, and just really getting into the nitty gritty of all of it. And as always, I also have my Gemini Baby playlist where you guys can listen to the official Gemini Baby playlist or check out my Neptune and Sagittarius playlist, my Uranus and Aquarius playlist, amongst others, by going to geminibaby.com/playlist. You guys, I know in true Gemini fashion, I have so much going on, but for the sake of time, just go to geminibaby.com/links and you guys will find everything that you need there. So why I'm rushing so much is in the past, these episodes have been like 2 hours long, you guys. I actually, spoiler alert, just finished filming the first half of my NORWAC recap. And so I am basically doing like 3 hours worth of podcast filming today. And so I'm fully planning that we're going to go 2 hours again because every time I do this type of episode, I have so much fun. Honestly, I love giving you guys like tarot readings or doing tarot readings on myself because it's just so easy and it's so much fun. And seeing if it manifests or how it manifests is always eye-opening. And so I didn't want to make you guys wait too much because I just know I'm going to be blabbering a ton. And so I did actually re-listen to my 2025 birthday predictions that I made last year during my birthday. And oh my goodness, you guys, I want to say a solid 90% of that manifested. I actually want to pull up the songs. So I remember one of the songs I got was, let's see, actually, before I just start rambling, because I'm already thinking of a couple. But I will say, like 2025 to 2026. For those of you who don't know, I actually got into a crazy car accident in September of 2025 that really flipped my world upside down. I'm not going to get into too much detail about it throughout this episode unless the cards speak to it. But that I did not predict. That I did not see in the cards. So that actually happened 2 days before the Virgo eclipse last fall, and it's been chaos since then. And so when I was re-listening to these predictions, I was like, huh, the universe said, let's surprise her with that one. Oh yeah, they surprised me 100%, my friends. Okay, here are my songs that I got from last year. The first song was Candy by Honey Girl. And I remember this song was basically like people hitting her up. I will say, like, did I get a significant amount of people like hitting on me and like hitting me up? No. But did I feel like I had a lot of attention and get like a lot of compliments? And did I feel like generally like I was looking good when I wasn't going through like I'm just going to be honest, like with my mental health crises throughout this year from the car accident and everything that came after? Yeah, I did have moments where I was feeling very honey, where I was feeling very hot girl. So what's your number, babe? I mean, I guess I did have a couple of people ask me for my number, but I'm trying not to spoil the full thing. But okay, I guess I'll just spoil it. So, like, one of my predictions that I made in my 2025 episode was that I could have been getting into a relationship or seeing someone. And my gosh, you guys, that did not manifest at all. Like, I have never been that off in any of my tarot reading predictions. And as someone who is a Libra rising ruled by her Taurus Venus conjunct Saturn, I was like, okay, universe, what the fuck is all of this is about? Because if every single thing manifested except the relationship part of my prediction, what the fuck happened? I really think like for those of you guys who don't know, like I've been single for about 3 years. I had a very unconventional long distance relationship on and off for about 5 years when I was younger. But sometimes, I don't want to like discredit that relationship or say like it wasn't real because it 100% was. But I feel like I'm kind of a newbie when it comes to relationships. And I spent a lot of my life honestly alone and isolated. And so, have I gone on dates? Yes. Have I, talked to people? Yes. Like, but none of it has been super substantial where I'm in like a year-long relationship or a 3-year-long relationship where we're seeing each other every day. Like my most significant relationship was that on and off 5-year long distance relationship. When I say long distance, I'm talking not even in the same country, you guys, just to put that into context. And so I was really like surprised when I did my 2025 predictions because if you guys go listen to it, I was like, what the hell? I'm not planning to date. Like, where is this coming from? Like, what the hell is going on? And so now I'm here a year later and I'm still like, where did that come from? What the hell is going on? Because none of that manifested, but everything else did. And I like to blame Saturn, conjunct my Venus, that I won't get that like proper relationship or like my love life opening up until after my Saturn return. And I'm a 0 degree Saturn in Taurus. So a lot of my peers are having their Saturn return with Saturn in Aries, but not this Gemini. This Gemini was able to skate by I guess by a matter of days with my 0 degree Saturn Taurus. So the relation stuff, TBD, has not manifested. Is it going to manifest? I don't know. I'm really curious to see what predictions I'm going to make, what the cards are going to say when I do my reflection part of this episode, because that did not happen. The next song I got from last year was Sleeping with the Lights On by Daniel Seavey. And so much of that actually manifested. There was a part that I did predict that did not manifest, and that was that I was going to meet Daniel again and maybe have my like fangirl pipe dream where we're going to be singing Sleeping with the Lights On. Cause you guys see him like on social media, he goes up to fans in the front row and like serenades them and they basically sing the song back and forth. That did not happen. Daniel was actually here in Colorado like a month or 2 months ago. I was actually in Los Angeles and then Seattle. And I think he's from Seattle or like the Washington area. So I felt it was kind of made me laugh. I was like, oh, I switched places with him. But that did not happen. So everything else though that I predicted did come true. Sleeping with the lights on. I said I was going to have sleepless nights. That absolutely happened. So many sleepless nights. In fact, actually just a couple days ago, I pulled my longest all-nighter of all time. I was awake for like 33, 34 hours straight. I wasn't hallucinating or anything, you guys. I felt fine. Like I think by hour like 23, 22, I was really feeling it, but I was okay. Like I don't know how it worked and I was basically just trying to finish like my home renovations because that's been a whole nother thing. Oh, and that's also part of my predictions with this song. So in this song, Sleeping with the Lights On, he talks a lot about moving furniture. And yeah, my prediction was maybe I'm moving houses. I did not move houses, you guys. I moved 3 different rooms. I basically like renovated my childhood bedroom slash, and then I came in here and renovated now my podcast studio, which was like a hybrid office slash studio slash closet that I had. And now it's like a proper studio kind of. And then I changed from my childhood bedroom down to our guest room downstairs. And so that was how that manifested for me. But yeah, sleeping with the lights on, that a lot of that came true. So maybe Daniel will come in the future. Who knows? Crying After Sex by Xana. This one was also really interesting because I was talking about a relationship in this particular part of the reading. And as I had mentioned earlier, none of that came true. However, Crying After Sex, I should have looked at not just the title and the lyrics, but the actual like cover art for the song because they have like bruises on their bodies. And you guys, that was me in the car accident. I was not crying after sex because sex did not happen. It was more crying after my car accident and crying over the repercussions of the car accident. I was really off with that prediction, you guys, like extremely, extremely off. And there's a part of me that wonders if it's going to eventually manifest and if this is just part of like the prelude into that. But I'm okay if it doesn't manifest because my prediction was like, I think I was telling you all is like, it was kind of giving toxic. And I don't want that for myself, obviously. So I think crying after sex was more or less like a reflection of crying after a car accident. Cause again, I'm looking at the cover right now. I'm like, yeah, bruises on the body. Should have took that into account. I did not. I was just like so gung ho and my Delulu. Again, the Libra rising ruled by her Taurus Venus. I was just like, oh my God, like who is this? Why is it toxic? It's toxic because it didn't happen. And then the other song that I got, this is actually the last song, was Pretty Girl by Jet Black Alley Cat. And oh my goodness, this was another one where my prediction ended up did manifesting. I did hear from the lead singer from Jet Black Alley Cat, Joseph, again. I'm not going to tell you guys about what, but I did hear from Joseph again. Yeah, and then just feeling pretty. Like, yeah, I did dress up and look nice when I could when I wasn't going through it, but yeah, it was a lot of fun overall. And so now I'm going to pull cards for you guys and basically do a reflection on the past and see what the cards actually want me to talk about. Because as I skim through these songs, I feel like I kind of still want to like I don't know, not redo, like follow the same format as the last year where I reflected on the readings through cards. So we are going to do that next. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. I want to start with the zodiac sign cards, and I'm going to show you guys the decks that I am using. This is astrology reading cards. This is the deck by Allison Chester Lambert with illustrations by Richard Crooks. So these are the astrology cards I'm going to be using. And I'm just going to pull one and talk about whatever astrology, planet, zodiac sign, house, whatever I get, asteroid, and see how that reflects on my 2025 to 2026. So I guess I should just say like my 27, year 27 solar return. I don't know. Okay. We got Leo. The energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, and passionate. It focuses on the importance of self belief. There's the card for y'all. Don't know, is it focusing? There we go. Very cool. So, Leo, oh my goodness. I definitely feel like over the last year, I've been having a hard time with my self expression. I think I was doing okay before the car accident, where I was very consistent with the podcast. I was getting content out. Granted, I wasn't like the craziest content person getting like 4 videos out a day. That was not me. But I definitely started to shift in my approach after the car accident because like I said, I was dealing with the repercussions of that physically, mentally, emotionally. I was in a car accident with my mom and she ended up getting more hurt than I was. And so I was really struggling with just Leo energy, with my self expression of showing up, of honoring my star power, of my authority, of being passionate. And he says focusing on the importance of self belief. I really struggled with that, you guys, because I get these songs, Pretty Girl and Honey, and I'm just like, hey, it's going to be a good year. But then the car accident happened, and I had found myself really having to pull myself like out of, I guess, depression many times. And, it's something I'm still kind of struggling with as I record this. And I didn't always feel like I was wearing the crown. And a lot of the days I did not want to put the crown on. I can't tell you guys how many nights or days that I had where I just like woke up and the last thing I wanted to do was get out of bed. The last thing I wanted to do was eat. I just wanted to stay in bed and sleep and not wake up. And, I say that lightly, you guys, and just know that my disclaimer is I am in treatment. I have a therapist, you guys, I have doctors. I'm okay. Okay. I'm resourced over here, but it was hard really showing up, and I forced myself to, there were a couple of weeks where I wasn't able to get the podcast out as consistently as I wanted to. And while it was devastating in the moment, I definitely think it was still divine timing. I ended up taking off about 3 months from the podcast, from end of December, January, February, and then I relaunched it in mid-March. And it's been an uphill battle, you guys. I've been really trying to establish the foundation. In fact, my Gemini baby, the 2026 solar return for the Gemini baby podcast specifically, oh my God, it's a fourth house stellium. So even this year, I'm fully expecting to not really going viral or anything. I don't know, maybe the 10th house opposition could be something, but it really is giving a foundation setting year. Um, and I kind of have learned to accept that because clearly I'm on video. But if you guys have been watching me, I've been struggling with the audio. The lighting has changed. The filter has been changing. there's honestly just been a lot that I'm still trying to figure out with this podcast. And even like with the season two relaunch of us being on video, I got 3 weeks behind on my content when I was traveling. I wasn't planning to, but that's just how the cookie crumbled. And so self expression has just been hard, you guys, for me. Like sometimes I get like content ideas and I'm like, oh, I should go film this. But then I'm like, I have no motivation. Like I do post TikToks and like Instagram Reels without makeup, but it's not really my preferred way. I would love to be dolled up 24/7, but just thinking about doing my makeup and doing my hair and just making the content, it's not always something that I want to do in this time of my life. And so I've really struggled with that throughout this year with feeling again the pretty girl, the honey. It's been a lot. So yeah, let's shift into my next cards. I'm going to use one of my favorite decks that I've used multiple times, which is the Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orloff. And so I have them here, and I'm going to pull a card and see what I guess the universe wants me to reflect on what I've surrendered this last year of life. Let's see. Ooh, I got two. Surrender your attachments to results and surrender stubbornness. Here they both are. Hopefully focusing. See, still learning, you guys. So surrender your attachment to results. The card says the formula for success is to do all you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to a desired outcome can sabotage it. Oh my goodness, 100% yes, you guys. Again, car accident, right? I felt like I was doing okay from my birthday. So we had June, July, August, car accident. So the first 3 months of my 27 solar return. Yeah. So that's been a really huge pill for me to swallow because I think I said this in another episode, but if you told me it was going to take me 3 years to finish season one of Gemini Baby when I first started, I probably would have never started. Like, genuinely, I know myself, I would have never started this podcast because 3 years to finish season one, you guys, like, it's absolutely insane. And I really had to release my attachment to results, whether it's the amount of followers I have on social media, especially because coming from a music business background, I can get lost up in the metrics. I always tell artists metrics aren't everything. They don't not define, your entire life, especially now because as I've been in the metaphysical world, I know people who have like less than 3,000 followers on Instagram and are making 6 figures doing astrology, you guys. Granted, do they have a bigger following on other social media? Yes. But I think in the music, we kind of get like obsessed about how many TikTok followers do they have? How many streams are we getting on Spotify? How many followers do they have like on these platforms? And it's a lot. And sometimes I have to remind myself, one, you're not a musician. Two, you're doing a podcast, and being a podcast listener is still very niche. It's definitely not everyone's cup of tea. And it's also like long form content. And so I think even with me going on YouTube is going to help my podcast or my business grow more. But I've really had to let go this year, whether it's finishing season one, taking 3 years, and then the car accident and having to take time off after finishing season one and just sprinting to the finish it. So then I could take this 3 months off and then relaunching and, not having my desired set design. Like, you guys listen to episode one to season two. I had like a little microphone that was not working. And so we were just using it as a prop. And now I've like completely disregarded it because I still haven't found the time to finish designing like the sticker of it. And it's truly has been a lot. And I've had to remind myself that this is truly just the beginning. Like, if this, like, I do believe I'm growing every single year with my business, but it still sucks, you guys, like, not getting the viral video after 3 years, but also not knowing, like, maybe you didn't post as much as you should, but then finding the balance of, girl, like, you have to also take care of yourself. It's not just about going viral, especially when you don't have a foundation or something to funnel the virality into, because that's a big thing in music industry right now is people are going viral with nowhere to send all the people. And so, I really do believe this year is just a lot about foundation building. I'm hoping next year will be better. I do think when I hit my Saturn return in 2028, that will be when things really start moving. But I've had to really surrender my attachment to results. And actually, that's something I had a conversation with my sister today when she took me out for like my birthday, her, my mom, and my niece. And she was like, well, imagine like if your business was exploding and you invested into like the wrong thing and then you had to learn your lesson. I was like, oh God, like, you're right. And I understand like things take time. I'm not expecting to be like an overnight sensation, but it's kind of crazy because I feel like to some extent there's this block on my life with my, I guess, a success to some extent, not like full blown success, but I think with Gemini maybe really growing the way that I want it to. I'm not even talking like 100,000 followers. Like, can I just get like 5,000 followers on Instagram? Like, I'd be happy with 5,000 followers, you guys. But I'm sitting there with like a little over 600, which is fantastic. And I'm so grateful for everyone that follows me. But it's been the ultimate slow burn. And it's crazy because it's like I can help an artist go extremely viral, in a conversation. I can send one of my artist friends a 20-minute voice note, and then he's getting 500,000 views on an idea that I gave him on TikTok. And then I'm like putting my ideas out and I'm like 300 view jail every single video. Sometimes I do get really good engagement for my views, but again, it's just like a matter of perspective. And so sometimes I even get notifications on TikTok being like, you're outperforming 90% of other creators with similar follower accounts. And I'm like, there it is, baby. Just because you're stuck in 300 view jail doesn't still, and 50 people are liking the video out of the 300. That's a really high conversion, right? So again, I can't get too lost in the numbers. I always remind this to my indie artists, and sometimes it's hard to take your own advice, but it's something I'm truly learning and I have struggled with over this last year, given all of the chaos. And then so surrender stubbornness. The card says, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. So I think the stubbornness has really come down to like just my business, you guys. I don't want to be too redundant because this kind of goes down to like surrender your attachment to results. But like I said, I have been down and out about, posting things and working on my business and just feeling like I'm not getting the results that I wanted, but then still being stubborn. And I'm just like, well, keep going. It'll eventually click. Like with me being very adamant, we're going to get the podcast out every single Wednesday. And have I gotten it out every single Wednesday since starting season 2? Fuck no. Absolutely not, you guys. I don't think maybe we've had 1 or 2 Wednesdays, but truthfully, this has been so hard for me. Like, I have underestimated the amount of work it takes to be on camera. Like when I was doing audio only, like sure, I'd sometimes do the interviews with makeup. Sometimes I'd record the episodes and I'd be dolled up, but I wasn't on camera. And so it's like, not only do I have to count my prima donna hours of the makeup, the hair, which can take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours if I'm washing my hair the same day. And like if it's not styled and then I have to style it. Like I know that sounds crazy, but prima donna, you guys, right? But then okay, so that's like let's say 2 hours, 2 hours for hair and makeup. But then I gotta set up the equipment, which could take about 30 minutes to set up and take down. Then I gotta test the equipment. And then I have to record the episode. Then I have to edit the video and edit the audio, slice up the video for content. And I kid you not, I have probably created an extra 10 to 15 hours worth of work for myself just by going on video. And I was really upset when I started season 2 because I was like, what the fuck? I feel like I keep hitting block after block where I want the podcast to release every Wednesday, but then I'm struggling with the audio and I'm like, I get it. I have to try and learn all these things, but like, it's just been a lot. And I've been fighting with myself a lot about the timing of this. And even now, like I'm releasing this next episode 66, which is not this episode. This is episode 67, but my Norwalk episode is coming out on a Monday, you guys. And it's been like 3 weeks. And I'm just like, fuck, I do not want to go that long in between episodes. Granted, when you're doing a podcast, it's truly not a sprint, it's a marathon. So pacing yourself is super important, but also consistency is key. And so there's even a part of me that's like, well, maybe you need to do like less editing, more like focused topics rather than doing 2 hour long birthday predictions. Cause who's actually going to listen to this? Who's actually going to come in and be like, oh my God, Jen, I'm listening to this. And that's kind of how I felt these last couple of years, that sometimes I do these podcast episodes. And while there are people who do listen, and I'm so grateful. And if you are listening, drop me a Gemini emoji with the balloon emoji. So I know it's my birthday, right? Drop that emoji. And let me know that you're listening because yeah, it's been a lot. And I've had to come to terms that I don't have like the biggest following, you guys. I don't have like a massive audience. Oh, sorry. I was like, also, I didn't even show you guys my birthday satchel. Oh, my sister got this for me. But, I don't have the biggest following. So like if I'm not super consistent during this time of my life, I think that's okay. I truly do think that's okay. And I have to remind myself, especially with like the outer planets shifting and changing zodiac signs, that they're all still just getting into those zodiac signs. I think Saturn's maybe like mid Aries. I think it's like 10 degrees or 11 degrees of Aries right now. So like, I mean, Saturn's into it, but it's going to retrograde. And it's just speaking to the time that we're in. And so I don't know. I have so many thoughts, but I've just been really accepting the fact that things aren't moving as fast as I want them to, that I can kill it in the music industry, but killing it in the podcasting world, let alone bridging music and mysticism together. An unknown an unknown niche, an untapped niche. You're gonna come with the consequences of that, good and bad. And, the good is, I'm pursuing my passions, I'm pursuing my dreams. The bad is it's unknown, it's different, it's never been done before. And so I'm really kind of in unfamiliar territory. So I guess my overall stubbornness is, just not being so rigid about how everything unfolds with my podcast, with Gemini Baby. But I am very grateful for everything that's happened over these last couple of years because as hard as it has been, I wouldn't change it for the world. Okay, we're already rambling so much about the past. I'm gonna pull one more card. I'm gonna do it from let's do it from this set. And this is the White Light Oracle, Enter the Luminous Heart of the Sacred by Alana Fairchild, artwork by Andrew Gonzalez. This is the deck. And so I'm going to pull one. And I don't use these cards very frequently. So I'm probably going to have to refer to the guidebook for their meetings because I know they do like frequencies and stuff like that. So I'll do what I can off of my first intuition. Then I'm going to pull from the guidebook to see what other message it has to say. So, universe, what do I need to reflect on? What do I need to share with the Gemini baby listeners? Hey, we got it. Bastets of 174 hertz. Oh my God, 13. Okay. So I'm going to definitely have to look up what this means, but I want to show you guys the photo. It's like a cat. Oh my goodness, you guys. So part of, I guess, since last year, I've been really wanting to get another cat. I had a cat for about 15 years and he ended up getting kidnapped and I think passing away and we didn't have him chipped and it was a childhood home cat. So it was a whole ordeal and that happened like in 2023. So it's been 3 years since that happened and I've been really wanting to get another cat, just honestly to get another companion because I've been very lonely with the way my life has unfolded these last couple of years. And I was ready, to get the cat, but I also told myself, don't bring a cat into a home where things are changing. Because with me, like shifting 3 rooms in my house, I was like, that's gonna make the cat like really like off guard, and especially if it's a new cat. I want them to come home and like come here and just feel like they can settle into it, right? Not that like, oh my God, she's changing bedrooms. Like, I don't want to bring a cat into that type of chaos. And so I was actually planning to get a cat for my birthday this year, and I almost got a cat on Thursday. I'm recording this, I guess, technically Monday. It's the middle of the night, as usual, it's 3 a.m. But I almost got a cat last Thursday. And then because I want to adopt from the Humane Society, you guys. I don't want to buy online. I don't even want to get a kitten. I want to get like a 3-year-old Humane Society cat, anywhere from 3 to 5, I think is perfect. And have just have that type of energy in my life. Unfortunately, the cat that I wanted did get adopted very quickly. So I was not able to get that cat. And I'm not going to just go out and get any cat. I want truly one that I connect with. And so I'm waiting for the divine timing. But I will say, like, that has been in my heart. That's been a manifestation of mine over this last year, just to bring the cat home. And it's still in my heart. And I'm hoping that this is the year that it happens. But let's read the guidebook because I have no idea what bastet of 174 hertz means. I can't get the good guidebook out with my nails. Oh my goodness. Okay. 13. Okay. You've been moving so fast for so long that you're not realizing how wound up you've become. Gently unwind now to drop into a deeper, slower healing rhythm, and you will restore your body, mind, and soul. Things which seem too difficult right now soon seem very manageable and even pleasurable to accomplish. And then there's a couple pages. I don't know if I want to read all of this. I guess we'll read some of it. The Egyptian cat-headed goddess of dance, festivals, birth, healing, and sacred potions is known as Bastet. I hope I'm saying the name of the cat right. Her sacred cult was one of beauty, pleasure, and enjoyment. Worshipping her was not about ignoring the problems that are part of being alive. In fact, just as cats can see in the dark and are natural and skillful hunters, Bastet was often called upon for psychic protection from hidden negativities and to secure one's life force and enhance one's vitality. In her role as a healer and creatrix of magical healing potions and sacred perfumes, she integrates healing with pleasure, relaxation, and a sensual connection to the physical world of nature, including beautiful natural oils and jewels made with precious and semi precious stones. Wow. Okay, guys, this is really crazy because when I went shopping with my family today for my birthday, I actually picked up a book. I didn't buy it, but I was like skimming a book and it was about cat deities. And I was like, universe. I like to play this game sometimes with books where I'm like, okay, universe, give me like the deity or the message or whatever through the book. I'm just going to open the page and whatever it is, it is. And it was like, I can't remember the name of the tiger, and so it was weird that I was looking at that book and now I'm getting this cat. But also, I got two perfumes today. My sister bought me two perfumes for my birthday. Uh, and we also went to a crystal store with stones. So this is really crazy because all of this happened today. And now this is showing up as like my card of the past to reflect on. It goes into a little bit more. The healing frequency of 174 hertz is known as the pain relieving frequency, a natural anesthetic. It is a musical version of the similar low frequency purring of a cat. The cat's purr is considered medically therapeutic. This frequency creates an experience of grounding and slowing down and evokes deep healing for body and mind, providing love and peace to organs and tissue, strengthening your bones and your soul. The oracle asks you to slow down and take some time to heal, rest, relax, and enjoy your life. Then you can more effortlessly be a source of positive energy. We deal with issues far more effectively from a place of peace and relaxation than from stress. Oh my goodness. And then it kind of just keeps going on. But wow, I think all of this was like so on the nose, you guys, not just with today, but just in general with that I've been moving so fast and it's time to slow down. And I truly felt that's what this year has been about, actually. When I look at like as I reflect on Gemini baby, year one, 2023, when I first started, April of 2023, that was like, honestly, I think that year was the most like planned. And I don't want to say the proudest year I've been because I'm 100% proud of what I've done throughout these years. But that is the year where I felt like everything I had planned pretty much went to plan, you guys. I was getting some incredible like press outlets. That were giving me media passes to go to shows. Like I said, we had Louis Tomlinson, my first Foco MX, Nothing But Thieves. Like I was so over the moon, and Taylor Swift's nation, like her team was retweeting me multiple times when she came to Denver. It was really crazy. And, I felt like that was the year, but then year two came around and another part of my business, not the music, not the podcast, but the music side of my business exploded like massively, like so much where I really didn't have time to do the podcast, but I also got stuck traveling for 3 months without my podcast equipment. Then I got a 2 month respiratory infection where my tongue turned green. And so year two of my business, I wasn't doing this. I wasn't making really content. I wasn't doing the podcast. I was focusing on my management client at the time. And so, well, that was a very life-changing year. It still wasn't building my foundation and my IP, which is really important, I think, for this next era in life for anyone really pursuing a creative career is like having ownership over your stuff. And so, like I said, the podcast was pretty much down for almost all of 2024, minus maybe like 5, 6 episodes. And then when 2025 came around last year, like I said, we were doing good. I relaunched the podcast, I think in March or April again. And so we had a couple of months before the car accident. But then, like I said, the car accident happened and I still forced myself to the shows. I still forced myself to do the podcasting. And sometimes I feel like I told one of my astrologers this many years ago that I feel like I pursue my passions to my own detriment. And she was like, girl, it's not to your detriment. And I'm like, sorry. Like, but I feel like there's always been something since I've started this podcast. There's always something that has stopped me from fully being able to pursue it. And even in 2023, I had like when the podcast went down, towards the end of the year, that was not actually planned. I was having like other like spiritual awakening and spooky wooky stuff that I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so like every single year that I've been trying to pursue this, I feel like I've hit block after block. And it's not like things that I'm doing. I feel like it's stuff that's out of my control. Because I can't control a 2 month respiratory infection where my tongue literally turned green, like I couldn't control that. And so I couldn't control the car accident. So it's just like, I feel like the universe is saying, girl, if you move too fast, too soon, it's not going to manifest the way that it's meant to happen. That I can still have all of my hopes and dreams, but if it happens now, it's not going to be, I guess, in maybe the right way. that now's not the time. It's not saying it's not never going to happen. It's just not saying not right now. And I really had to deal with that. And I think in my 2025 birthday predictions, I was talking about, patience and timing. Actually, I think that was a lyric in Pretty Girl from Jet Black Alley Cat. Timing is everything and timing is what I hate. And truly, truly, you guys, that has been my life. I was hoping when all the outer planets shifted this year that I was going to be like, okay, Uranus is in Gemini, Saturn's in Aries, Neptune's in Aries. Let's fucking go. But I mean, granted, we still have Jupiter. Jupiter's about to move into Leo. The nodes are still in Pisces and Virgo. And I'm so fucking excited for them to go into Aquarius and Leo. Like, truthfully, like, in whole sign, this shit was in my 12th and 6th house. And I feel like a little bit of this has manifested. Actually, I feel like it's manifested in both systems. But it's just been a lot, you guys. And I'm really, truly just ready for this next part of my life to really start moving. Cause, I can be doing the tarot reading, I can be doing the astrology. And I hate to say, I do see my fate. I do see my future. I don't know the full thing. I don't know exactly the full way of how it's going to manifest, but I can get the timing, I can get the energy of it. And I'm just like, my God, I'm ready. I'm so ready. And I do feel like for me, a lot of it's riding on my Saturn return. I think my Venus being conjunct Saturn is playing a big part of my entire life. And, when I was at Norwalk, I was talking to some of the astrologers and they were like, girl, just get to your Saturn return. After your Saturn return, you're fine. I was like, thanks, because I'm going through it, and I hope I don't come off like ungrateful or unappreciative because I am so deeply grateful and so appreciative of every podcast guest, of every listener, of every opportunity of everything that I've done. But if I'm being truthfully honest, like I'm having this success, but again, don't get attached to the results. It's not reflected in the ways that I truly need it to be reflected, in my opinion, right now, to move the needle that I would like it to. But the needle is still moving, you guys. And so there's this like push and pull. Sorry if I keep looking down at my phone. I'm like, what is the astrology notifications that we're getting? Oh my God. Okay. So this was the astrology notification from 25 minutes ago. Let me read it. This is from Ann Artley. Venus and Leo form stressful aspects of the nodes of fate in Pisces and Virgo. The goddess of love takes up the fallen standard banner and bravely leads the nodes into the battle. Never give up on your mission, especially when it's going badly. And what are we talking about, you guys? Like, let me show y'all so y'all know I'm not making up this shit. Like, come on, you guys. Like, just absolutely insane. Always so on the nose. Yeah, I just, like I said, it's not going badly at all. Not badly by any means. I'm just, honestly, I need it to reflect in my bank account sooner than later. Like, that is the one part where I just feel like, I don't know, like different episode for a different day because I could just ramble about all of this. But yes, I do feel like I've been kind of forced to take it slower than I wanted to by a divine intervention. And I'm like straight up divine intervention because the shit that has happened to me since I've started Gemini Baby, whether it's the podcast or my business, it has been like otherworldly with the type of blocks where I'm like, okay, something is definitely like, if we're in a video game, the person playing my life and the characters are straight up being like, let's put some fucking crazy shit happens to her. So she has no choice to be like, the universe is saying stop moving fully. Like, you can't go as fast as you want to. But you guys, that is my reflection of my birthday, of my 2025 birthday predictions of year 2027. And so now I'm really excited to shift into my predictions for the future for year 28. And as I had mentioned, today is my birthday when I'm recording this episode. This episode is not coming out on my birthday. It's going to be a little bit late, like a week late, which is fine because, again, releasing attachment to results, surrendering stubbornness, rigidity. But I'm excited because this part I'm like, ooh, this is where we're actually going to get into the nitty gritty of like what's going to happen. Let's see. So I'm going to shuffle my playlist, my personal 2026 playlist, because I have a personal playlist where I basically any new music that comes out that this year that I really am a fan of, I put it into a playlist by year. So I categorize all my personal playlist by years. So even if like a song came out in like 1980, but I've discovered it this year or for whatever reason, even if I've heard it before, I'm like, wow, I really like this. I put it in the 2026 playlist. But most of it is new music that has come out this year. Majority of it is. That's not to say that I don't go back and listen to old music because I do, but I just think it's fun. And my 2026 playlist has 22 hours and 18 minutes already, you guys. It's so crazy because we're in June. We're 6 months of the year. Do you think I'll be at almost 45, 50 hours of music by the end of the year? TBD. But I'm basically going to shuffle my playlist 3 times. And then whatever song I get is going to be the song. So I'll do it live on camera for you guys. So I clicked on the playlist and clicked on a random song that's not on this playlist. We're going to shuffle it and then I'll show you guys the song. So are you guys ready? Okay, so this is the first song. It's predicting my future. Universe, spirit guides, higher self, please share with me my fate of the 2028 or 2020, 26 to 2027 of my age 28. Mercury shadow period, you guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Song we got is Not Us Anymore by Bradley Simpson. Okay, I cannot play the music on the episode, so I'm gonna listen and then come back. And so I invite you guys to also look up the song. There it is. Not Us by Bradley. You guys probably can't see it because of the, is there a way just to show the, okay, it's from this album and it's not, oh, there we go. Yeah, the Panic Years. Okay, Not Us Anymore. The Vamps. Wow, I was a big fan of the Vamps when I was younger. Not like a hardcore, like obsessing, like I run a fan account, not like that, but I did like them. Me and my like online friends, we would talk about the Vamps quite a bit. And that's actually crazy. That is how I found out about the Struts. One of my best friends when I was a kid, and she's still a friend to this day, we were really in the Vamps. And the Vamps manager at the time, I don't know if he's still their manager, was managing the Struts. And he no longer manages the Struts anymore, but he was managing them. And that's how I found out about the Struts because my friend was like, girl, you're going to really like these guys. And they're like polar opposites of the Vamps. You know, the Struts are very like glam, rock, you know, it's, yeah. But anyway, I'm going to go off camera and then we will come back. So let's see. Okay, you guys, we are back and I just finished listening to the song. First and foremost, it's a fantastic song. Highly recommend. Bradley's voice is just, it makes me so nostalgic. It makes me feel like I'm 14 years old again on Tumblr, on Twitter, chatting with my fangirl friends. Truly, it takes me back to the Vamps era. Truly, obviously he's a lead singer of the Vamps, but you guys, okay. So I have a couple predictions with this song. Hotel bed, waking with the morning sun. Immediately, my mind went to when I saw the first lyric is I'm traveling. I feel like I'm going to be in hotels a lot this year because throughout the song, he talks about couple strangers in this room. And first and foremost, I'm not bringing any stranger into any room. So again, unless something crazy happens, I don't see that manifesting for me, but I do believe I'm going to be traveling. Waking with the morning sun is interesting. I was actually thinking about this, and I'm curious to see if this is going to manifest. And now I'm putting it out there, so fuck, I feel like I have to say it. I do think my sleeping cycle is going to change. You know, last year we had sleeping with the lights on. Now this is waking with the morning sun. So I do feel like I'm going to start to shift my routine, which is actually something I really do think I need to do. I've been thinking about this for like the last couple of days where I'm like, fuck, I just need to get my sleeping cycle. Because you guys, it's 3:32 in the morning as I'm recording this. And if I'm being totally honest, I'm going to go edit my NORWAC episode after this. It's probably going to take me like maybe an hour. So I'm not going to go to bed till maybe like 6 or 7 a.m., which is not ideal. I used to be like, you know, I will ideally my sleeping cycle is no going to bed past 4 a.m. I need that to be like my hard boundary right now. But this last year I've been going to bed at like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., sometimes not sleeping at all, which is not normal for me and something that most of my life I would sleep at odd hours, but not sleeping at all is something one I do not recommend, and two is just being transparent, something that happened to me over the last year because I had so much going on. But so I do think my sleeping cycle is going to change. You know, got cheap drunk from bottles at the corner store. How did you holding your hand turn to holding an empty cup? I do feel like I could be going out, maybe drinking some cheap liquor, which isn't ideal, but I am going traveling soon. I'm going to Cancun actually for vacation. I'm celebrating my uncle's birthday. He's turning 50. And so I could see myself getting drunk in Cancun. You guys, in fact, I am planning to get drunk in Cancun. So maybe I'm getting drunk from the bottles at the corner shop. I don't know. We'll find out. And then honestly, when I was reading this, none of like the romance part really stood out to me. But even just like looking at the title, Not Us Anymore, I kind of feel like this is saying like I mean, throughout the song, he's talking about, that he's like not dating someone, but he was in a relationship or in a situationship with someone and it's over, but it's not really over, but things have changed. Like one of the last lines is, you still feel like mine, but I'm not yours, but it's not us anymore. It's still you, it's still me. Everything's just like before, but it's not us anymore. And I feel like that's kind of like what I may experience throughout this next year and truthfully makes sense where maybe I'm still in my childhood home. Maybe I'm still doing the things that I'm doing every day, but I'm changing as a person, which makes sense. Everyone changes, we grow over time. But I feel like in this year particular, I don't want to fully manifest that but I'm picking up on intuitively that this might be a year where I am still struggling with accepting the environment around me, Colorado, but it's not really who I am. Because you guys know, like, if you've been listening for a while, I've been trying to move out of Colorado since like 2020, you guys. When the pandemic hit, I was planning to move to Los Angeles full time and then decided to hold off on that to save to buy a house. And then when I left my jobs, my mom ended up getting injured and I ended up being her caretaker for 2 years. And then about a year after she healed, we get into a car accident. So sometimes it feels like the dream of moving just keeps getting further and further, but I'm also trusting in divine timing. Like I said, Pluto in Aquarius, it's going through my fourth house in Placidus. The nodes are going to shift into Aquarius and Leo, and that'll be my fourth house in Placidus. But then when it's in Cancer and Capricorn, that's in my, fourth house in whole sign. So I do believe the move is coming. It may take longer than I want to, especially as I kind of get my ducks in a row here. But I do feel like I could struggle throughout this year with changing as a person, but the environment around me is not changing. I'm on my Neptune line here in Colorado, you guys. I don't love that prediction for myself, to be honest, but it is what I see. And it's kind of what I'm picking up on intuitively. So I guess future Jen, because we all know I'm going to come back to listen to this, just know that you may see the same faces, the same places, but I do believe you will get out of Colorado. You will be able to move. I know it's been a really long time, but this is just part of that transition. I really do believe that's part of the transition. And it's going to take some time, but this is just the beginning. This truly is just the beginning. So give it some time, like you never know what could manifest. So you sound like you're traveling though, which is fun. Okay, guys, let's go to the next song. I'm going to again exit out of this playlist and then go back. Okay, so we're ready. Let's do it. One, we got Angel Wild Superstar by Have, HA space VAY. This is the song. Okay, so I'm going to listen off camera and then we will come back and check it out. Okay, you guys, and we are back. So right off the bat, the first lyric is hot nights in October. Am actually like planning to travel during October. So I'm like, am I going somewhere warm? Am I going somewhere hot? I was actually planning to go to Los Angeles. So maybe it's that. That's it. But maybe it's also just partying in October, which I would love. Halloween in LA, always my favorite. You guys, I always have so much fun in LA for Halloween. So maybe that's it. Maybe a girl's getting a little bit lit. Hey, you never know. So I definitely think that is a prediction that I will be traveling during October. Hey. And then I'm like skinning the lyrics and I don't know, you guys, I feel this push and pull where I don't want to make any romance predictions. But then again, I just made a prediction that I did not want to make in the last song. So I guess I am going to like maybe make a small romance prediction that maybe I could meet someone that I'm going to party with who maybe is at a distance, who I'm traveling with, which is again similar to the 2025 predictions. Because she's saying in the song, would run for miles just to see me. You'd fight the wind just to breathe me. You're intoxicated when I come to life because I'm restless, I'm breathless, I'm spinning, and I'm reckless. And I know I'll be deathless in your mind and your heart. And I'm like, okay, would run for miles just to see me. You guys, it's someone's at a distance. It's like, I feel like I keep getting the same message in last year's reading and now this year's reading, where there's someone that's at a distance. But I don't, like I said, I don't know. Like it's weird because when I was listening to the 2025 predictions, it was talking about someone from your past. And I feel like I maybe think of someone, but it's like I don't know. It just feels stupid. Like I don't want to say who it is. I don't want to obviously name any names, which you guys, I don't know. But like, I feel like I keep getting the same theme. So I'm like, a part of me is wondering if I'm like predicting my future from the last year's episode and I guess now this year's episode. It's not all manifesting, but when it does manifest, probably my Saturn return, TBD. I don't really know. Is this going to be like our story? We're now going to be reflecting over the years of, oh, I was predicting you throughout the years and now it's finally come to fruition. Like, if that's happened, I'm going to be shook. But I'm not like super confident that it's like romance is coming for me, you guys. Like, my Zodiac releasing my ZR, baby. I'm in a Saturn ruled level 2. So it's going to take a hot minute. So I guess we'll find out how this manifests, but I do feel like I could meet someone maybe during that time in October. Maybe we're drinking, moonshine spilling over your blue, catch your eye and you're not sober, maybe we're drinking, but I'd be very surprised. What I do think though is I'm your angel wild superstar. I do feel like I'm going to be honoring my superstar energy, my wild, mystical energy with the angel there. Obviously I'm not like a pop star or anything, but I do feel like maybe that's like I'm pursuing the dreams. That is still what I'm doing. You're a treacherous thing, but a sip is not enough, and I'll drown to be carnal, all undone. Meet me in the garden, we'll run at dawn. I'm restless, I'm breathless, and I'm white hot electric. I do wonder, like, if this is also like maybe I'm gonna get like some fans, like some really like loyal fans. Could be one fan. I don't know. Hopefully not anyone, nothing crazy, but like maybe that's it, because it's like it's talking about like basically someone like almost being like addicted, like really drawn to the singer. So I'm like, huh, maybe someone's like really drawn to me. Hopefully getting an audience. I think fans is kind of a weird thing. I don't know. It's my music background sometimes makes me like, but yeah, I would ideally love to have more of a passionate, loyal audience, which I'm very grateful again for my listeners who are, but that could be something. So TBD. But I think that is all of my predictions from this song. So let's get our next one. Again, going off and then we will come back. Okay, going to the playlist. 1, 2, 3. Blood on the Drums by Ashton Irwin. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be singing 5 Seconds of Summer in August. Actually, yeah, I am singing 5 Seconds of Summer in August, which is so funny because I got a Callum Hood song for like my Tarot by the Sea predictions, and now Ashton's coming. The guys are getting metaphysical, very metaphysical. I think they talked about tarot cards in one of their songs, the Three of Swords, I think. No, that was Callum. But they talk about tarot cards in one of their songs. I can't remember the name of the song. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go off camera again to listen. So I invite y'all to do the same. Again, this is Blood on the Drums by Ashton Irwin. Hey, okay. We are back. Okay, you guys, if y'all are listening to these songs with me, this year is kind of giving, I think I preferred my predictions from last year, but then again, it was also one of the hardest years of my life, right? So maybe this is like, let's give her the reality check, but then it's going to be one of the best years of her life. Who knows? Who knows? But Blood on the Drums already makes me think I'm going to be like dying for my work, which has been a reoccurring theme, especially over these last 6 months, where I have just been going really hard. Like I said, I've been lacking sleep trying to meet deadlines. I've been trying to get as much as I can when I can out. And it has truly been a lot. And I have sacrificed my self-care to some extent, like my sleep and my eating. And it's not great. And I do not recommend, I'm just honest. And I feel like I may again just kind of struggle throughout this next year with my work, where I'm having like anxiety and I have to work, and it's just like a lot. Like I'm just giving it all of my all. And there's a lyric in here where he's like, where is it? Where did it go? They say, slow down, give it up, give it up. Don't you dare listen, never giving it up. And I feel like that's me. I feel like maybe people are like, nothing's happening. She's now 3-4 years into this and nothing's happening. When is she just going to give it up? But then the song is saying never going to give it up. And again, I see my astrology, my chart rulers conjunct Saturn. So I'm like, it's going to be a slow burn. Saturn's like, got me like this, y'all. So I do think this could be another year of it being an uphill battle, which is not what I love. And it makes me pretty sad, but I think that's just the nature of how this is happening. Like I told y'all, did I say in this episode or did I say it in the Norwalk episode? I can't remember. But the Gemini Baby podcast specifically, the solar return for 2026 to 2027, it's a fourth house stellium, you guys. Like that's all foundation building. That's not going viral. That's not public and meeting your dream guest. It's foundation building. And so I do think this is going to be more about just getting the foundation built. Because I did creep into other solo returns and those are a lot better this year in particular. So I'm kind of just accepting the fact that it's going to be another year of this, probably, filming in my childhood home, still living the dream. But yeah, and then Ashton goes on, "Will I stand or will I fall? Will I ever learn to fly? Will I make it out alive? Will I stand or will I fall?" Blow on the drums. Again, I think I'm just gonna go back and forth. I do think, my mental health is gonna be a thing. I'm still gonna continue seeing my therapist, but I do think I'm gonna have some doubts of, is this actually gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Like, what's gonna actually move the needle here? But, if Ashton Aaron is experiencing this kind of level of doubt and uncertainty at his level with how successful Fox of the Summer is, I don't think I'm too far off from where I am just being a mini podcaster, small business owner. Yeah, nothing else too much is standing out from this song for me, but I just do think it's like, it's just kind of an uphill battle, you guys. I'm giving my work my all, and people may be kind of doubting me and wondering when I'm going to stop, when I'm going to give up, and I don't think I'm going to. So, not my favorite prediction either. Not my favorite prediction, but we will take it, I guess. We have no choice. So, now I'm going to open my playlist again and get the next song. Ready? One, two, three. The song is Tear Me Open by Slater. Never can't even see the Spotify canvas. Shoot. Okay, so let's go listen and then we'll come back to talk about it. We're back. Okay, you guys, this is another one where I'm like, are you kidding me? I feel like I might be having a bad year, which honestly, I'm kind of devastated thinking about. I'm really curious to see how like the Oracle and tarot cards play out, but I'm not loving this for myself. I'm truly not loving this. Fantastic songs. I'm a fan of all of the artists and of all of the music, but my goodness, for a psychic prediction episode, yikes. Okay. So the line that stands out to me immediately was, "I've been feeling so unstable." Like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that has been my story, my life throughout this last year. So I just feel like it is going to be like an uphill battle, I think, with my mental health and just again navigating all of that. I don't want to get too deep into that, but I think that's very, very clear, right? I think it's very clear. I just feel like this year is going to really tear me open. Like, I'm really going to be exposed. I'm really going to be raw and just very, I think, authentic with whatever I'm going through. I think I'm going to have high hopes, and my high hopes are going to be what guides me, but it's also going to be what scares me. And I'm going to be wondering, like, is it going to work out? Like, I'm going to continue pursuing the dream regardless of what it does to my heart, of it tearing me apart. I don't think this is about a relationship. I don't think this is about a person. I think this is more or less about my dreams and just feeling like I'm being very exposed this year with my dreams and what I've been working on, and, just giving it everything that I can. And, it's going to tear me open. I guess it's really going to tear me open. That was kind of a short and sweet prediction, but the song is, pretty short and sweet with the lyrics. So that is my prediction for myself. So we have two more songs. So let's get going. Okay. Clicking off of the playlist, and then we're gonna go back. Okay. Here we are. Click. One, two, three. Heavy by the Marias. Already right off the bat, you guys. Oh my God. The clips for this episode for social media is just gonna be, I don't know. I like, how do I even clip for social media? Like, I don't even know. Let's go listen to the song. You guys, did y'all listen to the song? Did y'all listen to the lyrics? Like, let me read the lyrics to you. "I'm heavy. I'm by your side. Forget me, 'cause I know what I need. Like a loser like me could be fine. I'm heavy, alone inside. Don't tell me what I want, what I need. Like a loser like me will be fine. Maybe I'm living in my head. Maybe I'm living to pretend. Maybe I want to stay in bed, far from the weight of the world in my hands, because they don't understand." I mean, and it just keeps going on, you guys. Like, I know I don't need to sleep anymore. Is someone banging at my door when I just want to be alone? You guys, and it keeps saying, yeah, I just want to be alone. I do think this is a heavy year. I'm almost wondering if I'm pulling too many songs or doing too many songs, not pulling, but like shuffling too many songs, because I keep getting the same message. It seems like a hard year for me, and I'm not happy. Obviously, I'm not happy about that. This is completely, out of all the 3 years that I've done this is the worst predictions I've ever given myself. And I hate that. Like, I think I have positive songs on this playlist. We have, what did I say, 22 hours worth of music, you guys. Like, and these are the 6 songs I'm getting. I'm not loving this for myself. I'm truly not. I just feel like this is another year where it's just like we're grinding, we're still doing it despite all odds, despite the issues, despite, yeah, I don't know. Cause if I'm being kind of honest, like it makes me want to cry and I'm not going to cry on camera, but I'm just like, fuck, like I don't want to go through that. I don't want to deal with that. I don't like to make negative predictions about anyone, let alone myself, but it's coming so crystal clear in you guys. It truly is. And I'm trying to, I think, piece together like what this next year could look like for me. Cause it's like, if it's so heavy and if it's so hard, it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of breaking my heart. And I've kind of mentioned throughout this episode, I've really struggled with the car accident. I've struggled with my mental health, and I'm not loving this at all. I am repeating myself in true Gemini fashion, but it's a lot. I feel like I'm going to want to be alone a lot. I'm going to have a hard time getting out of bed. I don't like to make these predictions, but like what other prediction can I make when it's literally in the music? And the fact that the shit is on camera, I'm like, oh my God. I really hope that I can look back at this after my Saturn return and be like, girl, you survived some of the worst years of your life, which I honestly feel like my entire life has just, it's been a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to be grateful. I'm trying to be appreciative and know that I'm blessed for what I have done and what I've accomplished and what I've experienced. But I don't want this heaviness. I'm ready. I'm burnt out. I'm exhausted. And I just want to get to the part of the life where I can feel comfortable, where I can have people helping me film this podcast, where I have steady income coming in from my work, where I feel like I'm actually getting I'm getting a lot out of this, don't take me wrong, but I feel like maybe the North Node going into Aquarius using Placidus, my fourth house, is the, just dealing with it, just being alone in my home. And if it's my fifth house, it's the dating, it's the creativity, and just, yeah, I don't love this, but I think maybe it's good that I'm getting a heads up that this is going to be a heavy year for me. So it is, I guess it is what it is. We have one more song and that's going to summarize our year ahead. And then I'll start pulling some cards. So let's see what we get. Okay, ready? There it is. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, okay. This is Kiss by Demi Lovato. It's the Trope Killers remix. I love this song. So let's go off camera to listen. The remix version, you guys, Trope Killers remix, and then we'll come back. Okay, you guys, I just listened to the song. Obviously, I know the song. I love it. Massive, massive fan of Demi's album. It's not that deep. Like, one of her best records, if not her best record. Maybe that's a load statement, but it really is in like top 3, you guys. Okay, so I like this song out of all of them because this is fun. This is a fucking jam. We've gotten some really hard songs and I think like a big reality check for me. But the fact that we're ending this song like this, I think is a sign that despite all of this, I'm gonna have fun. I'm going to eventually have fun. I might even kiss someone for fun. It doesn't sound serious, but who knows? Again, I'm not confident about the romance part of my life happening at all. It could be a surprise. Who knows? Maybe I get that prediction wrong, but I don't see that happening for myself. And I just think this is more about like, at the end of the day, despite all the horror, I will have fun. And it's not that deep unless you want it to be. Like, while things may be hard and things may be deep to me, they don't have to be deep. So I think it's kind of a perspective shift. And the fact that it's the remix makes me feel like I need to go party and go to like some electronic show. So Jen, if you hear this, go to some electronic shows and go support all the pop girlies because Demi Lovato, unstoppable. Go to as many pop girly shows as you can. I feel like you're gonna find some healing there. Because that has to be the silver lining, you guys. It sounds like a really fucking shitty year, but at least we're ending it with Miss Demi Lovato. So I'm not mad about that. So that is my predictions for myself using the music, my friends. And now I'm going to pull some cards. I can't believe we're already so long on this episode. This episode may honestly be, maybe 2 hours. I think we're okay still. So let's pull some cards. I'm going to start with these cards, which is the Light Worker Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. And so again, these are another deck where I'm not super familiar with like the meanings from the book. So I'll look up the book but I'm also going to use my intuition. So let's see, universe, give me a prediction for 20, I guess my 28th year of life. Let me know, what is my prediction for myself? What is life going to be like this year? Okay, we got 22, initiation by fire. Oh, doesn't that sound about right? Hopefully the camera. Yeah, there we go. Love it. Okay, so this is kind of crazy. So there's a woman, she's meditating, and she's surrounded by a bubble and she has fire in her hands. I feel like that kind of speaks to like what some of the music has been saying, where I feel like I'm alone a lot this year. And with the bubble kind of essentially acting as a shield, I do think she's like manifesting her life, her dream life, because like in the top of the card, hopefully it focuses, you can kind of see like there's like a kingdom or like a heaven behind her. Um, and it's almost like she's connected to that heaven, or is in the sky. I don't really know. Maybe that's a lack of clarity, but she's like shielded in this bubble. And I do feel like that's going to be me kind of like just, again, kind of a little bit isolated this year, kind of just focusing on my own craft. And the fire makes me think that I'm still doing things. I'm creating things with my hand, could be maybe another ebook, maybe another workshop, maybe it's just like content, whatever it is. And then there's like a sparkle on her chest here. So I do think a lot of this is coming from the heart and it's very sincere. And the yellow, makes me think of is it the solar, no, the sacral, is it the solar plexus? I think it's the solar plexus chakra. I can't remember whatever the yellow chakra is. I think it's the solar plexus. And it just makes me think that maybe we're doing a lot with like our willpower, our motivation, our self-esteem and stuff like that. So I do believe that I'm in this like incubation period, with getting everything ready again. I as disappointing as it is, that's just the message I keep getting, I guess, basically since I started this business, is divine intervention, where not now, but it's not never. It's just not now. And I feel like, again, I'm in this incubation period where I'm just planning. 22, that's angel number. So, that's still a good thing. And then the initiation by fire, I just feel like I'm getting prepared for whatever's coming next. Now let's read a guidebook to see what it has to say. Okay. Initiation by fire is a life-changing spiritual cleansing. Your life will never be the same again. Allow the power of divine fire to clear and purify you inside and out. This is not a time to hold on to anything, no matter how much you once believed you needed it. And letting go, you will gain so much more than you ever imagined. Open to fresh blessings and new life. You are, like the phoenix, ready to emerge from the holy flames reborn. You have the spirit of the phoenix in you. You are able to rise again and again, even if at times all seems lost. You are guided to remember this, as you are now being spiritually cleansed through initiation by fire. During such times, you will feel that you are being asked to let go of relationships, situations, sometimes even jobs, attitudes, and belief systems that you have heavily relied upon until this point. You might have unintentionally placed more faith in that person, place, belief system, or identity that you place in the divine. It's skimming a little bit because it's kind of just repeating itself. During this initiation by fire, all such attachments are burned away. A new life is a blessing, but that doesn't mean it is easily won. Sometimes the process can be challenging to the mind, even whilst the heart trusts in what is taking place. Kind of skimming again. Letting go and allowing that to happen to the very parts of your life that you're most protective of can require deep faith. You have to remember that love is real, so that you can hold on to your courage while you let go and allow the divine to have its way. Remember that the power of fire is destructive only in part. It also stimulates rapid new growth. Healing will arise in whatever area is being transformed. It is not only an ending, but also a beginning. The experience of initiating by fire is a divine making its presence felt in your life. It will be one of the most freeing and empowering experiences you'll have while in the physical body. It may ask you to confront fears and insecurities as you learn to trust the divine unconditionally. Know that the universe will always provide for you and always in the way that is best for you. Yeah, the universe loves you and holds you in high regard. Remember this and trust. Initiation is an advanced spiritual lesson. You are being honored by what is happening in your life now. You are strong enough to get through it and thrive into new life, like a radiant phoenix triumphantly emerging from the sacred fire. I mean, the universe is confirming this is a tough year for me. Wow. How much more tough can it get, you guys? I'm like, again, trying not to cry on camera because it's just like, I don't want to do this. I'm like so over the chaos. It truly is a lot. And I'm trusting that this is just a year we have to get through. I do believe I'm connected to the universe and I'm being led to my highest path. I just think this path is going to require this chapter in my life, and whatever happens in this part, the clearing, the cleansing, the purification, whatever that looks like, the relationships, the friendships, the work, whatever it is, like it's meant to get me to where I'm meant to go. And so I'm just gonna trust that whatever happens, it's happening for my highest good. So yeah, that's a rough one, but I guess the universe is confirming we're letting you know in advance. So prepare yourself. Thanks. Thanks, truthfully. The next deck that I want to use is, I guess I'm not going to use the past ones because I don't want to double dip in these cards. Let's move to, well, do I? What's the time? 409. Okay, no. Let's shift to this new deck I actually bought today. My mom, well, I didn't buy it. My mom bought it for me for my birthday. And it is Cowgirls and Alien Oracle, Rootin' Tootin' Galactic Wisdom to Inspire Your Day by Ellie Grant. Now, I haven't like opened these. I took off the plastic, but I've never used these cards in my life. And when I saw them, they just felt so aligned. I was wearing my Cowdy shirt today, and it felt very aligned with me. So I'm gonna open these. I haven't looked at a single card, haven't looked at the guidebook, nothing. It's all new. And I'm not even gonna use the guidebook, you guys. I'm just gonna pull and see what happens. Oh my god, it looks so beautiful. The artwork already is absolutely stunning. Like, are you kidding me? Beyond beautiful, just beyond. Like I said, I'm not going to look at the rest. I'm going to obviously look at the guidebook when I pull the card, but for now, let's just see what the universe wants to share. Just cleansing them. Oh my goodness, look at the sides, you guys. Wow. In awe. And I have my sage spray here. So get them all cleansed. Okay, universe, please give me a prediction for year 28 of my life. Year 28. I didn't want to come. I was going to take it, but nope. Okay, we got it. The card we have is 5, the Bounty Hunter. I will learn from failure and become stronger. You guys, I'm ready to crash out. Genuinely, I'm ready to crash out. What am I failing, you guys? Is it my business? Hopefully not. I've put so much work. I can't imagine Gemini maybe shutting down or anything like that. I don't think that's going to happen, but I feel like I'm going to have like a big wake up call. And I'm looking at the cards and I see she's on her horse. It's like an alien horse, if you guys can see it. Alien horse. And then, she's in her hot pink cowgirl fit and she's shooting like some sort of like alien gun. I feel like the horse is like a representation of I'm on this like otherworldly ride, and the horse, it's moving, you guys, like it's carrying her, and it looks like it has like six eyes, which is crazy. Or if it's not 6 eyes, it's at least 3. I can't tell if like the little green dots on its neck are eyes, but I'll show you this again. Like the horse's head right here, those are the eyes, right? I don't know about those ones on the neck, but it's giving that third eye is leading. This is, oh my God, my satchel won't even stay on, but it's giving like I am being divinely led, divinely guided, and it's really going to have to require a sense of faith in something otherworldly with the horse, the alien horse. And she's in her hot girl pink outfit, but she's having to defend herself. And so it's like I'm on this horse, I'm on this wild ride, and I am having to defend myself. But it almost kind of looks like she's almost going to fall off, but she's not fully falling off of the horse. She's still hanging on. So it's like, even if she feels like she's falling off, she's still holding on. And she does have some scars on her cheek. And so I do feel like, she's been through it. She's been through some battle, but she's fighting back. This isn't someone who looks like she's fearless. She's like, I got this. I'm doing this. Even if I'm falling off, I'm shooting till I fall off. So I feel like that's my life now. And I guess that's my life in the future. It just makes me think that, yeah, maybe I'm going to ride a horse. Who knows? That'd be a crazy manifestation. Or going to be in my cowgirl outfit. I don't know. But I just do feel like this, the bounty hunter, I'm after some sort of reward, but I'm going to have to be strong in the pursuit of that, even if I fail. So let's read. Oh, I actually kind of just opened to the back page of it. So the bounty hunter. Oh, these are cute. The affirmation is, I will learn from failure and become stronger. The story is, stealthily hidden, she peers down into the camp. Her previous attempts to bring in this outlaw have ended in disaster, but she always patches herself and tries again. This time will be different. She sees movement in the camp. Up in a flash, the outlaw is on his horse and escaping again. She whistles for her horse, jumps on mid-gallop, and speeds after him. Gaining ground quickly, she has him now. The bounty hunter has been through it all, bringing in outlaws from across the star system and collecting her rewards. It's a rough job, and she has many wounds and scars, but if she fails, she picks herself back up and starts again. The bounty hunter is all about resilience. You will always have failures and disappointments in your life, and things may not always turn out exactly as you dreamed. But if you can learn from your mistakes, you'll be more capable and find success in the end. The bounty hunter is proud of her battle scars. Whenever things have gone wrong, she has gained wisdom and become stronger and more prepared for the next challenge. Now dust yourself off and go catch that outlaw. Tips. Even though it hurts like falling on a cactus, failure isn't always the end. Learn all you can from it. Next time will be better. Try not to tie your entire identity to a single dream or goal. You're much more than that. You never know what exciting things will come up in your future. Right on the nose, you guys. Yeah, I mean, the try not to tie your entire identity to a single dream or goal. Don't, I guess, try not to tie your entire identity to your career. That's me. Something I've done my entire life since I started pursuing the music business, now my own business. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be some tough moments this year where I'm going to have to just get up and try again and just keep going. I don't love this for myself, you guys. I am kind of concerned about what this year is going to look like. Yeah, I don't love this. It's a lot, but I mean, at least the first sentence from the message is the bounty hunter has been through it all, bringing in outlaws from across the star system and collecting her rewards. So I do think, despite like what's going on and what's manifesting, that I am going to have some success and I'm going to have some failures, but I'm also going to have success. And every failure is just like a learning lesson to get up and keep going and wearing my scar battles like I don't know, like a token of wisdom, I guess. So yeah, that is an interesting prediction for year 2028. I guess year 2028. Yeah, year 2028, my birthday. So I guess that's what we're gonna call that one. Okay, interesting. Um, and then I guess I'm gonna pull two more cards, and then we're gonna call it. So this last deck I have is Rebel deck, the Oracle with Attitude. This is always a fun one. I'm not entirely too sure who this is by. Yeah, so let's get into it. So these cards are always fun. They're not totally full blown like psychic predictions, but they have cheeky messages. And there's messages on the front and back. So I'm going to take both. Let's see. Okay. Universe, give me a prediction for year 28, my birthday. Let's see what this year is going to hold for myself. Okay. We got two cards. Okay. The first one is stop sleeping so damn much. And the back of it is wake up. You are missing some cool shit. Again, you guys, what did I say about my like sleeping cycle, my sleeping routine? I do feel like I'm going to be sleeping and wanting to sleep a lot. Again, I think it's just going to be a tough year where I may not want to get out of bed. But when I do, I'm going to see and experience some cool things. So Jen, future Jen, try to go to bed at least by 4 a.m. Don't sleep past noon, girl. Try to make that a goal for yourself. So that is one of your predictions. And then the other card I got is you do you. And the back says, stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Love that. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's straightforward. The universe is saying, despite you wanting to sleep all day, you do you, bestie. Don't try to change any people. That's never going to work. Take people as they are, face reality as it is. That's just reality of the situation. So those are those are my predictions, I guess. Love that for myself. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then now I'm gonna with my last deck here. Oh, here it is, which is cat calls. Cat cards with motivational sayings for every day. Hey, there you go. So these are not like affirmations, they're just like, positive messages from the cats. And my goodness, I think I'm really gonna need these. So, universe, please give us some positive affirmations. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we got one. Jump at the chance to show them your greatness. Oh, that one already resonates. Jen, future Jen. And this is something I'm really struggling with. If you get an idea for a piece of content, do it in that moment. Like, don't hesitate. Like, do it when you can. Ideally, when you get the idea. So show them your greatness. The air freshener just went off. That's double confirmation. Yeah, jump at the chance to show them your greatness. If you have an idea, if you have a content idea, just do it, girly. This is your time. This is your opportunity. Again, you might not get the response you want. You might not have the greatest year, but you have some stuff that you need to share. And so those are all the oracle cards that I'm going to pull for myself. And now I'm going to officially transition into my tarot cards. that all just flew. Half of the deck just flew off the table. Okay, let me pick those up really fast. Okay, you guys, I am back. The cards flew down. And so the tarot deck that I'm going to be using is the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. Here's a deck. I will be honest, I've had these cards for a couple years, but I have like very rarely used them. And I know they don't do the standard like pentacles and cups and swords and wands. They have different terms for them. So I'm going to pull them. And yeah, and like I said, I don't really use this deck too often, but I felt very drawn to it. So I just feel like we're going to interpret the meanings as they are in their tarot cards. So we'll see. And so it's 4:21. I'm going to pull for 9 minutes until it's 4:30. And then once it's 4:30, we will end it. So I last year I did 20 minutes, but for the sake of time, we're just going to go for 9 minutes. So let's see, universe, what do I need to know for the year 2028? Ideally something positive, you guys, because this one, I'm like, oh my God, like yeah, sounds like a fucking awful year. But then again, I had a reading last year that was so positive and ended up being one of the worst years of my life. So who knows? Because I did have an astrologer tell me once that my best years and worst years tend to happen simultaneously. So maybe I'm getting all of the bad things now and the universe is going to surprise me with the good. So who knows? I'm hoping that's how this manifests, because I could be getting the worst tarot reading and then boom, who knows what happens. So I'm hoping for the best, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, I've been rambling, so let's see. The card we got is Death upright. So again, massive transformation. I want to look at the imagery, but I'm trying to pull as many as possible. So Death, we have the butterfly. So yeah, this is a death and rebirth year, girl. Like shit is changing big time. Then you have the wheel. This is the wheel of fortune, but it's divinely orchestrated. This is all fated. This is all meant to happen. Wow, the fact that we got the death and the wheel of fortune right off the bat, craziness. And on the wheel of fortune, she's like on moons, like a moon cycle. So it's giving like the astrology is astrologing. Then we have Six of Cups reverse. So there's something from the past. We're still healing energies from the past, which makes sense astrologically. Because right now we have like the South Node and North Node and Virgo and Pisces. But like, even though when the Nodes moved into Aquarius and Leo, we still have 2 more rounds. We have 1 more round of Pisces and 1 more round of Virgo this fall. And then I think February of next year, we have eclipses in those signs. So we're still wrapping up stuff. And we haven't been able to see the Pisces and Virgo part of our chart very clearly since we've had Neptune and Pisces since like 2011 there. And then of course Saturn. And then, yeah, it's just been a lot. So I do think you're wrapping up some things. This is the ultimate transformation year. The next card we have is Temperance reverse. There are some things out of balance that are going to be forced to come into balance. Then you have the world cosmos, because this is your completion. Like I just said, we are wrapping up this last chapter of our life. I mean, that makes sense astrologically, because I know it's not just for me. This is for everyone. I've said, I think in a couple episodes, like when we would get to like May or end of April of 2026, that's when the new beginning begins. And I do believe like we are in that new beginning. We are in the first chapter of chapter 1, but we're making context of the prelude that has taken place since 2023. And now we're putting that prelude into context into chapter 1. And then chapter 2, let's say, I guess, I don't even know, like begins maybe during the last February eclipse. And I think it's Virgo. Yeah. Oh, well, we'll find out. Then we have the Tower reverse. So there is this fear of suffering here with this completion. Yep. Obviously the Hierophant. And it's talking about a rebellion. I'm not even going to show you guys. I'm going to do rapid fire. Rebellion with 5 of Pentacles reverse. So we're rebelling in how we heal from our scarcity, finances, our insecurity, our self-esteem. Oh, and then we have Muse of Materials. I have no idea what this is. What the hell is Muse of Materials? Especially because this is a sideways card, you guys. I don't know what that is. So Materials is Pentacles. So she's walking across a bridge. So I almost think like, again, this is the transition into the next life, into this next chapter. I'm like, this is the foundation of Gemini, baby. But after whatever happens, I think after this last round of Virgo and Pisces eclipses, when we're like fully out of that energy, the path is really open, but we're like crossing the bridge. So I feel like that is the message, that this year is not the dream come true year, because we're still crossing the fucking bridge as we have been since 2023. Five of emotions, so that's Five of Cups. So this is telling me like, again, we're kind of dealing with what was left behind. And then we have Eight of Voices reverse. So this is Eight of Swords reverse. So we're kind of freeing ourselves mentally. And we're also Three of Pentacles, Three of Materials. We're freeing ourselves of mental restrictions, but also collaborating with others. Ace of Pentacles reverse. And a seed that was planted that hasn't come to fruition is Muse of Inspiration. It's going to come to fruition. What is Muse? Is that Page? Because this is now inspiration. I'm pretty certain inspiration is Wands. So a seed that was planted, that was collaborated, is going to end up manifesting. Notice how the two heads are coming together. Maybe it's like a podcast guest or something, or a work collaboration. I do see that happening. And it seems like we're very aligned on whatever this is. A Justice reverse. Ooh, something with the justice scales. What are we talking about here with the justice scales? We have Knight of Voices, so Knight of Swords. So I think something that was like not fair is going to be made fair through my, I guess my intellect, through my mind. And I'm looking at the unicorn on the card, and I had the unicorn like tarot reading a couple days ago, but different story for a different day. So it's making me think of that. But I'm almost wondering, like, maybe I'm going to find balance with my podcast. Maybe something is out of structure with my podcast, and it's going to come into balance in how I approach it. The Chariot, yep, we're taking control of this structure. Four of Inspiration, though, so this is Four of Wands, and we're building a stronger foundation. Makes sense. And then we have Seven of Cups reverse. And so the lack of clarity that we had is finally going to come. We're going to be able to see through the illusions. Queen of Cups here, and we're going to find that once we have this clarity, we have a better emotional understanding of what we're experiencing, like our emotional stability is coming back. Then we have Nine of Inspiration, Nine of Wands reverse. And so that is the exhaustion. We're putting the exhaustion down, we're putting the wands down, and we're finally like almost relieving ourselves of this burden. Then you have Queen of Swords reverse, but oops, there is still this level of self-criticalness here though. So, what am I critical over? Nine of Swords. So I just have a lot of anxiety about how things are going to go. And I say how things are going to go because, like, I don't know if you guys can fully see it, but there's like a woman sleeping right there on the bottom of it, like dreaming. And so I think I'm having a lot of anxiety of, is this actually going to work? Is this actually going to come to fruition? Then we have Knight of Wands reverse, because it's like I want to move fast, I want to move forward, but there's almost this recklessness if I move forward too quickly, because that now we have the Fool. I just want to jump into it, but I need to be strong through this time of my life, because the Lovers reverse, things are out of balance and they need to come out of balance and be reciprocal. We have 10 of Wands here. So it's like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. I feel like I've just been through a lot. Oh my God, we have 1 minute. And so Eight of Cups reverse, it's basically saying like I'm carrying the weight of the world, and I'm really struggling with my emotions to get into this new part of this chapter. But Three of Cups, but joy, community, fun, enjoying life is assured here. And so it really is Two of Cups about the balance of the emotions. And again, maybe this is meeting someone because it's Two of Cups. I will come into the partnerships that I want to have. Three of Inspiration, Three of Wands. It's all about seeing the bigger picture and planning ahead, though. Seven of Wands, though. So there is this level of defensiveness as I pursue these dreams, as these things start to come to fruition. But Ace of Cups, there is this new beginning that is promised, and my cup will be fulfilled. Nine of Cups reverse. So it's like maybe my emotional satisfaction like isn't fully there. I'm like, oh my God, I understand I need to fill my own cup, but I'm still not getting what I want fully out of this. Okay, we're on our last minute. Four of Cups reverse. And so we're like coming forward from this apathy where we're like, well, I'm sad, I'm upset, we're moving on, but we're letting it go. And so 10 of Cups, at least this is upright, right? So it's like the success, the happiness, it is assured it's going to come. That emotional stability, what you desire is there. Then we have Three of Swords reverse. So it's like you will move on from the heartbreak, you will move on from the tough times. Two of Wands reverse. But right now you can't move forward fully because you have to really make the plans for almost this like resistance layer right now. Six of Wands though, but again, you're going to be a star, you're going to shine, you're going to have your success, you're going to get what you want. And that is the end, you guys. 4:31 on the clock. That is it. Ending with the Six of Wands. I actually really like that. Hey, and there's that angel superstar, right? There we go. And then what was the cat card? I can't even remember what it was, but You guys, that is my birthday predictions for year 28. It's very bittersweet, but it's more bitter than it is sweet. But like I said, just a bit ago, I'm hoping that, I got such a positive reading for my 27. And yeah, it still was one of the worst years of my life, worst and best years of my life, truthfully. But it could manifest the completely opposite, where I'm getting the bad stuff now and the universe is saving all of the good stuff for later. And I'm praying, let that be my prediction. The universe is saving the good stuff because it's that good. That is a prediction I'm giving myself. Yeah, you guys, this is really crazy. The songs, the cards, I mean, it's just a lot to digest and I'm processing it. I'm gonna have to come back and listen to this episode. And to be honest, I have a feeling throughout this year, I'm not even gonna want to listen to this episode because I already know what my predictions are. And they're just like, I'm not gonna be talking about being a pretty girl or having people hit me up, or a relationship that is apparently coming that is not manifesting. Like, I'm just trusting that what I'm going through, what I'm experiencing will be okay. I do think I am obviously gonna be okay, but I think this is just the transition period for everyone. Again, the outer planets are officially in their new zodiac signs, but they're just there, you guys. Neptune's at like 1 or 2 degrees of Aries, or, I don't even know, like, Saturn's going to retrograde. Uranus is at like 2 degrees of Gemini. Like, there's so much. There's 30 degrees in a zodiac sign, you guys. Pluto's take 20 years. Uranus is 7. Neptune's 12. Saturn's like 2.5. Like, I have time. And so this year may not be my end all be all, but it is part of the transition into whatever is going to come after. So thank you guys so much for listening to this reading. Thank you for sticking it out. I think I already gave you guys the emoji, but if I didn't, let me know. Give me an alien emoji because I'm looking at the cowgirl, the cowboy and alien emoji. Do that one. Do that one. And yeah, I'm going to go mess with this deck a little bit after I'm done recording. So I kind of want to end like on one card. So I'm going to do another cat calls card. And this is going to be the last message to me, but also for you guys. So this is kind of our mini collective affirmation, but it's not an affirmation. It's just a message from the universe to me and to you guys to end it. So let's see what the universe has to say. We got 2. The question isn't who is going to let you, it's who is going to stop you. That's a good message to end with, you guys. Who's going to stop us? Pursue your dreams, baby. That's a message to myself. That's a message to you guys. Whatever you have in your hearts, go after it. And then the last card is to all the haters sticking out her tongue. I got to clip that for social media. I love that. To all the haters, cats sticking their tongue out at you, baby. It was like the Ashton Irwin song, Blood on the Drums. They can say, give it up. When's it going to end? But baby, we ain't never going to give it up. So it may be a tough year for me, but that is the joy of being an astrologer, of being a psychic, of being a tarot reader. Now I can plan ahead for a tough year and let the surprises come in organically. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Gemini season. This was a very transparent, very authentic episode, but this is it. This is what we're doing. So thank you guys. I shall see you in the next episode. Bye.